Hey, ladies, and welcome to my PNCC mini series. This session, I am going to talk to you about who is able to open a PNCC agency and who do you have to have on staff. I would say this is one of the most important sessions of the free mini PNCC series. So there are three parts in finding out if this is for you. The first part is, can you even be an owner of a PNCC agency? So the owner, I'm gonna highlight as I show you guys. An owner is anybody that has 5% or more interest, control interest in the business. So whether they're going to be running it, whatever, if their name is on the paperwork and they're going to be owned 5% or more, they're considered an owner of this business. So the owner has to have minimum experience in maternal health and prenatal care through education or at least 1 year of continuous work experience. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. This experience is needed to provide ongoing PNCC monitoring to high-risk pregnant members and to ensure that these individuals obtain all necessary services. So what does it mean to have maternal health experience? That's something that you have to prove using your resume. Also, inside of my application academy, I show you how to do that with your resume. And I have maybe about two other forms that I have you include with your application to make sure that you stress your qualifications and your experience and everything that you have so that it is very clear that you have that experience if you do not have the education. So the burden of proof is on you. The person who is going to come and audit your application when you submit it to open up your own PNCC agency, they're not going to come back and ask you clarifying questions. So the burden of proof on if that fits you is up to you. I actually have a client that I just helped her with her application. She submitted her application before. She got denied. She came to me and my team for us to do the application for her. And I told her it was one fix that could have gotten her approved had she worked with us in the beginning. So this part, like I said, is very important. The next part is, so that's if you can even own the business. The next part is, who is your qualified professional? So now the myth is, or rumor, however you want to phrase that, you need to have a nurse. It is great to have a nurse. If you are a nurse, that's amazing. If you are a doctor, that is amazing. But it is not 100% have to. You need to have a qualified professional. So what does that mean? There are about 9 different careers or people that can fulfill this requirement of what the state is asking you. And if you look at this list here, you can have a nurse practitioner, you can have a nurse midwife, a public health nurse, a physician assistant, a dietitian. But I want to make sure you are aware if you do have a dietitian, they have to have at least 2 years of community health experience. That's important. Now, if you do have a registered nurse, and I've seen people deny even though they had a registered nurse. Why? Because it says a registered nurse with at least 2 years of experience in maternal nursing or community health services, or a combination of both. Again, the burden of proof is on you to show that your person has this experience. The last two is an employee or yourself if you have a bachelor's degree and 2 years of experience in a healthcare or family service program. The last one, the last option is a health educator with a master's degree in health education and at least 2 years of experience in community health services. So any one of the 9 here will qualify as a qualified professional, not just a nurse. And again, if you do have a nurse, you have to make sure that the nurse falls into what they're asking for. So that's part A of qualified professional. This is who you have to have on staff. Now, when you do have on staff one of these nine, they, as a provider, you must have somebody in that capacity that can fit these three things. Now, it could be one person, or it could be two people, or it could be three people, however you decide to hire. So, your qualified professional must have at least 2 years of experience coordinating services for at-risk or low-income women and pregnant people. You have to have someone on staff that can do that. Then you have to employ, contract, or have as a volunteer someone who can supervise risk assessments and ongoing coordination and monitoring service. I'm just go ahead and add that in there. So you have to have someone on staff that is a qualified professional that will agree that they're willing to do this for you. So again, in the application academy that I have, I show you how to show the state that that person is going to do that for you. And then the last thing is you need to have someone who is employed, contracted, or as a volunteer, someone who can teach health education and nutrition counseling with the education or at least 1 year of work experience necessary to provide these services. A lot of people who got denied fell short in this area right here. Again, the burden of proof is on you to show that that person is going to be able to provide health education and nutrition counseling with at least the education or 1 year work experience. You have to be able to prove that. You have to be able to articulate that to your auditor. And that again is if you can own, who do you need to hire? What do they need to be able to do? Again, one of the most important sessions of this mini series. Thank you, and I see you guys in the next session.